time for another low effort video. I can't describe how much I dislike editing, but I said I'd go through the NABU and the options I've made are built and put in there, so kind of show it off a little bit. Started out as a fairly standard NABU, actually completely bog standard out of the box. And under these boards here, one of the first things I did was to swap out the ROM with a V14P flashed ROM chip that will give the ability to boot off a floppy and a hard drive and other stuff. The next thing I did was build up a Floppy Drive Controller. So that's in there now. Power is coming off the main board. I had to make that modification to the back. I didn't cut the trace. I added the additional minus 12 volt signal on the blue cable and just made up sort of, so that cable's kind of different than the rest of them, right? So it has the negative 12. The rest of it is pretty much standard. You can see the blue is in a different spot on that one. So, floppy drive controller and a serial board. Made the option board, it's in there, so everything's connected. Got that working. The next step was to build up, I wanted HDMI and or VGA output. So I ordered some PCBs for the Tang Nano 9K based VDP replacement that swaps out the original video chip for that one. And I had the VGA board made up for it as well. On the back, I've 3D printed slot covers for everything. So there's the 232 floppy drive. For this one, I printed out the HDMI and got a pigtail. I think it's like a 12-inch pigtail, and it's bolted in there. And then for the VGA one, you got the DE15 in there for the VGA out. So what's interesting is they both work, and actually you can connect both of them. They'll drive at the same time. It's not like having two separate screens. You get the same text on both, but you can actually do both. My goal was I wanted both there, just in case whichever one I wanted to use at the time. So there's the basic computer. Floppy drives I have working. I have a couple of Gotex to go with it as well. But that's basically it right there. That's my first one. I'll build up a second one coming up soon with some slightly different options, like an F18A for the video. I might actually do the board trace cut for the power, maybe. And we'll see what else I can do to it. That's it for now. Take care.